हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, निताई गौरांग जय, निताई गौरांग, निताई गौरांग जय, निताई गौरांग, निताई गौरांग जय, निताई गौरांग, निताई गौरांग जय गौर हरि, गौर 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 हरि, जय सचिनंदन गौर हरि, पतित पावन गौर हरि, शची मायर प्राण धन गौर हरि, गौर 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 हरि, मायापुर चंद्रोदय गौर हरि, नादिया विहारी गौर हरि, कलिमल हारी गौर हरि, जय पंचतत्व, जय पंचतत्व, पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व, जय प्रह्लाद नृसिंह, जय अनंत देव, प्रह्लाद नृसिंह जय अनंत देव, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, सुभद्रा माई जय, जय सुदर्शन, जय राधा माधव अष्ट सखी, गिरि गोवर्धन जय, गिरि गोवर्धन, जय जय प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव, गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताई गौर हरि बोल। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहिए जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन जी महाराज की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। साकेत अयोध्यापुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। आप सभी उपस्थित भक्तों की जय जयकार हो। आप सभी उपस्थित भक्तों की जय जयकार हो। आप सभी उपस्थित भक्तों की जय जयकार हो। श्री श्री गुरु एवं गौरांग की जय जयकार। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Mataji, please take the remaining verses. We will be finishing chapter 3 today, and we will do a recap of chapter 3 next Saturday. So let's plan things like that. Directly go to the translation, please. Translation, please.
30 वाला करो क्या प्रभु? 30
33 से था ना?
ठीक है। हाँ, ये 30 ओनली वो
ट्रांसलेशन एंड परपोर्ट।
ओके।
बेसिकली हमें कौन कौन से लेने हैं? 31, 32, 33, करेक्ट?
हाँ,
और 30, 31, 32।
एक्चुअली 29 तक किया था हमने लास्ट टाइम, 30 बचा है, लेकिन उससे पहले वाली क्लास में 31 32 हो चुका है, तो
हाँ
ये
ठीक
थोड़ा
है, और
कंफ्यूजन।
उसके बाद पूरा हो जाएगा।
हाँ
ठीक है, वेरी नाइस। So effectively, there is only one verse pending, right?
हाँ, यस प्रभु।
Okay, let us begin with this. Therefore, O Arjun, surrendering all.
मैं
I'm
रीड
sorry.
करूं क्या प्रभु जी? शुड आई रीड?
नहीं, मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं. Therefore, O Arjun, surrendering all your work unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. So here, what we see is Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmar yuddha cha. Mataji, can you go to the verse, please? ओमयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि संन्यासन अध्यात्म चेतसा निराशीर निर्ममो भूत्वा युद्धस्व विगत ज्वरः. Let us go to the purport, please. This verse clearly indicates the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties as if in military discipline. Such an injunction may make things a little difficult. Nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna because that is the constitutional position of the living entities. My goodness, the second statement is so magnificent. Read it again. Such an injunction, which injunction? The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties. This is going to be complex class. Please pick up pen and paper. Start making diagrams. We will do the dissection today. So you don't have to go up to the verse again. I'm just speaking out the verse. Mai sarvani karmani sannyasana adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigata jvara. And Srila Prabhupada begins with saying that this is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. I'm starting the class from here. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभयश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. It's going to be a slightly long class. I won't go over 1 hour, but it would be intense. So today, in through this verse number 30, first thing Prabhupada is mentioning that this verse reflects the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Question solved forever. If anybody asks you, what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? Then we all know now. Is it Gyan Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, understanding soul, nature, Kal, Prakriti? What? Then you say, anyone who asks you, no matter how big that scientist is, Bhagavad Gita is not knowing what the soul is, nor is it what the super soul is. Bhagavad Gita is about the constitutional position of the soul. Of course, for that you need to know what is soul. You need to know what is super soul. But most of all, what is needed to be known is what is the relationship between the two, how that relationship is realized. And once you realize, then how you live in that relationship for eternity. All three are needed. Constitutional position of the living entity. So, living entity is soul, characterized by Sat, Chit, and Anand potencies. That is living entity. Part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, which is the super soul, who is Sachidananda Ghan, is the condensed form of the Sat, Chit, and Anand potencies. So, who is living entity and who is the creator of living entity? We get to know both, but that is not sufficient. That is not purpose of Bhagavad Gita. That may be a part purpose, but not the main purpose. You know soul, all right, but that's not what Bhagavad Gita wants you to know. Just that much. That is incomplete. You know who is God, all right, but that is also not the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. You know the relationship between the two. One is a creator, one is a created, one is predominator, one is predominated. Even that is not the purpose. Even if you know the relationship between the Supreme Lord and the tiny living entity, then what is it? The method by which the living entity realizes how to exist in that relationship, how to revive that relationship and live in it forever. That is taught by Bhagavad Gita. That, okay, I am soul, Krishna is super soul, I am a part and parcel of Krishna. All three are fine. They are various stages of self-realization and God realization. But they are not sufficient. The main aspect is how to revive the lost Krishna consciousness and then how to be there forever. Now, if you have understood the last part properly, retrofit this in the verse. So the verse is saying, just a second, please. So the verse is saying, Mai Sarvani Karmani. Dedicate all your activities unto me. That is technique number 1. I told how to revive the lost Krishna consciousness and then how to retain it forever, never to lose it. That is the purpose. And that purpose is being revealed to us. That, okay, this is the technique. Mai means unto me, to no one else. Dear devotees, once again, welcome to Bhagavad Gita. Not to you. He's not saying unto you. He's saying Mai, unto me. Very, very distinctively clear today. Unto me, Mai Sarvani Karmani. All your activities, offer them to me. Do them for me. Unto me. Krishna is not beating around the bush. He is not saying it indirectly. He is upfront mentioning unto me. Give them to me. Sannyasana adhyatma chetasa. Situate yourself in the position of renunciation. Detached. Nir ashir. Don't hope. Nirmamo. Don't own. Nothing belongs to you. Don't own. Bhutva. Be. Be like nirashir. You don't aspire for anything to happen. शादी हो जाए, बच्चा हो जाए, नौकरी लग जाए, ये हो जाए, जाए जाए, वो हो जाए, जाए जाए. निराशिर. जो होना हो होवे. Nirashir. Nirmamo. Oh, that was my car. That was my position. How could you do that to me? That was mine. Nirmamo bhutva. Don't own. Yuddhasva. Keep doing your duty of fighting. That's a duty of Kshatriya. We may have a separate duty, but the bottom line is keep doing your duty. Vigata jvaraha. Very crucial word is jvara. It also means fever, but it also means lack of ability to act. That's what you call alas or jadya or lethargy. This is different from the way we understand lethargy. Oh, I was feeling lethargy, so I woke up 1 hour late. That's a very narrow understanding. When you are too attached to your comfort zone and you don't want to perform your prescribed duty, then that is called lethargy. And Krishna is saying, Yuddhasva vigata jvara, without lethargy fight, which means continuously do it. Like sun god does it. Constantly sun is circumambulating the pole star. Constantly. Doesn't take break. Who will ask for break? Who will try to own? He will have the fatigue. Krishna is saying, Nirmamo, don't own. Do them for me. Mai sarvani karmani. Then you will not experience fatigue in your work, discharge of your duties. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva. This is the technique not just for Arjun. It's a technique for every soul. It is not sufficient to know, okay, so I am made up of 3 qualities. I am eternal, I am conscious, and I am blissful. I have to know this, that I am made up of these 3. My subtle body is not made up of these 3. Causal body, which is me, the soul, is made up of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. That's part understanding. Krishna is the source of these 3. That's a better understanding. Then you know, okay, I am part and parcel of Krishna because I'm integral part of his body. All right. Even then, can you do it? Can you revive it? Nobody is telling us still. It's like here is hydrogen, here is oxygen. Still, can I make the water out of it? The main aspect was missing. The link is missing. Only when I revive it, it's like here I am. I know myself. And here is the Miss Universe. And I know her. Even then, can you marry her? Can the relationship take place? Well, for the relationship to take place, you have to have this much amount of wealth and fame and bodily strength and beauty and ta 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 ta. Then the Miss Universe would agree to marry you. Someone has to tell us that core thing. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita, the 5 elements which are there, the connecting link is this verse, Mai Sarvani Karmani. How do you do it? How do you establish the connect between living entity and the Supreme Lord? Well, by offering your activities to Him. And those activities have to be continuous. And you cannot hope for the result of those activities for yourself. And you can never say, since I did it, so I am the one who should enjoy the result. Anyone who understands this, he understands Gita. Anybody who doesn't understand this doesn't understand Gita. Go to the chapter 18. Mataji, please go to chapter 18 and take that shlok. Sarvadharman Parityajyam. So this verse 3.30 is the same verse he will repeat all through. He'll say Mayo Arpit Mano Buddhi. He'll say Man Mana Bhav Madbhakta Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Then he will say, this is my most confidential instruction to you, Arjun. Give up all varieties of religion. Take my shelter. Same verse in different words will be, in one sense revealed to you time and again. Why am I harping upon this point for so long? Because I want it to get instilled and committed to your memory. Go to the translation now. Here also he's just saying, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Unto me again. There also unto me. Bhagavad Gita. Nothing loopy here. Nothing hazy. Nothing indirect. It is distinctively clear messaging. Surrender unto me. Offer the results. Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat juhasi dadasi, yat tapasyasi konte, tat kurushva mada arpanam. Whatever you do it for me. Give your mind to me. Give your intelligence to me. This way you will come to me. Those are the verses which talk about purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Reviving our lost or dormant Krishna consciousness. Revival of it. Everybody has it. Excuse me for my throat. It's not a serious issue. It's just that it's nuisance. So one has to understand it. That's why I've been harping upon it for last 15 minutes. What is it? Know it. Next time anyone talks to you about Bhagavad Gita, and if he's trying to take you for a ride, or he's fooling around, or he's misleading you, then you convey it to him that Bhagavad Gita means offering your activities unto the Supreme Lord. That is it. By that, we can come to know our constitutional position. What is the meaning of this word? Constitutional position. A position of a nut or a bolt in a machine. Suppose you are making the body of a truck, then you know there are multiple nuts and bolts. You can't use any bolt anywhere. Either it will be too tight or too, loose. Constitutional position is the right place. Once the nut or bolt goes there, it is perfect, making complete sense now. Similarly, when the living entity gets re-engaged into the service of the Supreme Lord, then it's perfect. Maximum happiness that he can derive, he will derive through this medium. That is what it is. Now it's your turn. Why Srila Prabhupada is saying this verse indicates the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? Please raise your hand and tell me why it is the case.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, boli.
Because uh, because that is our constitutional position, that we should know what is, if we work in Krishna consciousness, then only we can understand who we are, what is our relationship with the Lord. The soul only.
Prabhuji, one more reason, like he wants Arjun to fight the battle, so he wants him to be focused on Krishna and do his duty, and don't get defocused into the other worldly things, that they are relatives, all those things. So he wants him to focus on the correct thought.
No, Badri Vishal Prabhu, you are outrightly incorrect. I'm sorry for this.
No issues, Prabhuji.
You didn't understand. Arjun is an example. Krishna is not bothered about his focus on the battlefield. Krishna wants him to help him recall what is his proper position, not as a Kshatriya alone, but as a soul. Both the aspects of discharging your duty and taking shelter of Krishna. Go to the purport, Mataji, of our main verse. Third line, as in the second statement, which I said, that statement was very significant and magnificent. That statement talks about both the things at the same time. That Arjun has to digest that doing your duty and doing it for Krishna. Look at it. I will read it out for you. This verse clearly indicates the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties. Not that discharging duty in itself is something great. If you want to know how to discharge your duty properly, then you have to become Krishna conscious first. Which means I have to do it for Krishna. That is what Krishna conscious means. I don't have to do it for me. It first is a qualification to properly do the second. Becoming Krishna conscious is the necessary qualification for the proper discharge of your duty. Let the class be complex, no worries. But we will sail through. Read the next one. Such an injunction. Which injunction? That you have to be Krishna conscious first to your discharge your duty. That kind of an injunction may make things a little difficult. What is this? You want me to go to office, I'm going to office. I'm earning by rightful means. I do not cheat. I work hard. I get the money. I spend the money on me and people who I like. This is called discharge of duty. Prabhupada is saying such an injunction may be a little difficult. Which injunction? That no, your current understanding of discharging the duty is coming from the platform of sense gratification. I will go to office every day so that I can maintain a car and a home and a few members. And because I am feeding them, they will keep me happy. This is the current understanding of discharging the duty. Prabhupada says, Lord wants Arjun to understand Mai Sarvani. Discharge the duty for me. Don't own the result of the duty. For me, do it. That becomes the necessary. Once Arjun starts doing it, then he will automatically discharge the duties properly. But if he doesn't become Krishna conscious and try to perform his duty, it will be incomplete and incorrect. Because the two criteria, nir ashir and nir mamo, they will get violated. When a student is going to school to clear an exam, to make a living for himself, that is incomplete understanding, because the nir ashir, nir mamo, both criteria have not been followed. And if you put those two criteria and the third one, which is doing it for Krishna, not owning it, not hoping result from it, but the third one, doing it for Krishna, then you become situated in discharge of duty properly. That's why Prabhupada is using without becoming Krishna conscious, one cannot discharge duties. And then he says, it is difficult. What is difficult? How do I do it? When I go to office, I have a clear purpose in mind. Now you're saying, do it for me. How do I do it for you? Don't fight because Duryodhan insulted you. Fight because I am asking you to fight. The first one was your understanding, current understanding of discharge of duties. I am a Kshatriya. He challenged me and he was doing injustice. So I responded. Being a Kshatriya, this is my duty to respond. Right, but incomplete. We respond because Krishna desires that we respond. We don't respond if the Lord doesn't desire. Nothing belongs to us. Everything, whatever is there, is His. We do what He wants us to do. That is being Krishna conscious. Understand it like this. When you fall in love, material I'm saying, then you concoct ways and means to woo the girlfriend. Then you meditate on what the girlfriend likes, not what you like. And then you say, oh, she likes roses. You may not like the rose, the color of it, the fragrance of it, but you know she likes it. So for her happiness, you do it. Welcome to being Krishna conscious. Gopis decorate their bodies so that Krishna can like it. Mai Sarvani Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam. I am the enjoyer. Krishna says for himself. We are subordinate enjoyers. We are not the main enjoyers. I'm very happy. This class is difficult, but so be it. Scratch your heads to understand and elevate yourself. After the class, you will know. It's not sufficient to know that I am soul, who is super soul, what is my relationship, how to revive that relationship. That's the bottom line. That's why it is the purpose. And the technique of reviving that relationship is given here. If Arjun wants to teach a lesson to Duryodhan, that is not Krishna consciousness. If Arjun wants to prove his superiority in front of his peers, that is also not being Krishna conscious. Krishna has given the system of Varnashram. He has laid down the rules for Kshatriya behavior. And he expects Arjun to follow those rules. That is being Krishna conscious. Now, when you read again this line of Prabhupada, without being Krishna conscious, you can't succeed in discharge of duties. Like read here. It says the Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties, as if in military discipline. One can't happen if the first one doesn't happen. Such an injunction may make things a little difficult. Nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna. Now, what is this? Duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna. Very difficult, very, very difficult. Suppose you know how to play table tennis and you are against an opponent who you can defeat, you are reasonably confident. Now, how do you get dependent on Krishna? You will simply say, boss, I know the game. I know this guy is not up to the mark. I will defeat him. What will Krishna do in this? It's very difficult then. That is why doctors, engineers who are so much trained in logical thinking process, they also can't trust Krishna so easily. How do I do it? When the verifiable reality is there right in front of my eyes. Doing your duty and depending on Krishna. No words to explain this. Then you have to go to third law of thermodynamics or second, whichever it is. Energy can't be created, nor it can be destroyed. Only its form can be changed. You come to this material world, you can't take a needle back from here. You just can make water out of ice and then heat the water and make vapors out of it. But you can't take a drop of water back. Nothing can be taken back from here. Nothing. Things that are always the way they are. You come into the system and you leave the system. Energy cannot be created, nor it can be destroyed. Only its form can be changed. That is Krishna's system. That's how Kabir got knowledge. When he went to his spiritual master, he said, I am turning old, Kabir. I might die. I have one instruction for you. Kabir said, yes, Gurudev. He said, I am leaving. When you come, please bring this needle along. Kabir was intelligent. He understood. When Guru Maharaj can't take a needle along, no one can. The hand, the agency called intelligence with which you instruct the hand to play table tennis. Every move that you have learned, air, water, ether, fire, so many demigods, they have all come together to generate that talent in you. How can you not depend on Krishna? The agility in your feet, the nimbleness with which you respond, everything is given by the nature. All we have is desire. We can amalgamate a few things, change the color and the fragrance, but nothing new can be created. Oh, we created an embryo. How did you do it? First, you get your own hydrogen and your own oxygen. Then you claim that you made water. Till then, stay silent. Whatever was there has been there. You came into the ecosystem. How do you claim then? Create something afresh, anew. The scientists once decided that we have sufficiently developed ourselves. God has been busy helping us out. Just a second, please. So they had a Zoom call with the Lord. And they said, our dear Lord, thank you very much for managing us, helping us out. Now we are sufficiently developed. We don't need you. So you may go on leave. So the Lord said, I'm happy to hear that and I'm very relieved. But I'm just curious, how are you going to do it? Can one of you show me something? So one scientist got up and leaned to pick up some dirt to show Krishna what can he do. So Krishna said, hey, pick up your own dirt. That's mine. We are all dependent on Krishna. We just forgot. What will your table tennis skill do when he says, I am the source of memory? Forgetfulness and remembrance comes from me. Leave aside that. He is the one who is giving thrust to our heart by which the pumping is happening and blood is reaching to the body parts. How can we not depend on Krishna? He is entering into the vegetables so that it can give us lifespan. He is holding the planet itself, otherwise it will go down. So he is in the heart, in the brain, in the vegetables, in managing the planet. Gravity, gravitational force. Read chapter 15. He says, I am sustaining them. If I remove this gravitational force, they'll all go down. Depend on Krishna means this. The narrow vision of I am a better player than that player. So I will beat him because I have practiced it. Karan also practiced it and he was a better archer than Arjun. But Krishna was on Arjun's side. He was not on Karna's side. Karan lost. And don't think that Krishna cheated. He doesn't cheat. He just reciprocate to the cheating of Karan. So dependence on Krishna. Now again read this line. Duties must be carried out, third line, with dependence on Krishna, because that is the constitutional position of the living entity. Utterly dependent on the Lord. Without that, no existence. What will the boat nut or bolt alone do? It has to fit somewhere. It is meant to fit somewhere. We have just gone through 4 lines. And 3 main points came up. The first point was the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. I talked about part purpose, substantial purpose, the connecting link. That's the purpose. I also encouraged you all, if somebody ever asks, talk about this verse. Because this verse is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Not sitting in a posture, meditating upon the breath. He's not saying that's the purpose. That is how you realize self, not God. By fervently praying, you can realize God. But then how do you realize your relationship? That is even beyond prayer. Realization of relationship comes through surrender. But how do you master surrender? The technique of surrender is here. Nirashir nirmamo. Don't own, don't expect. And then Mai Sarvani, and then offer it to him. Sarvani, not one activity, 2 activities, no. Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat duhasi, jadasi, juhasi, dadasi, yat, sorry. Whatever you eat, whatever austerity you perform, do them for me. So that was the part 1 of it. Why? What is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? The second part that we discussed was, if you are not Krishna conscious fully, you can't discharge your duties properly. One is the cause of the other one. That causation has to be understood. Otherwise, the sense of duty will be born out of sense enjoyment. And that would be incorrect. Then the discharge of duty is happening for the sake of self, for the sake of family, for the sake of nation. And that's not the proper discharge of duties. People go and die for the nation. That is extended selfishness. And it's much, much better than dying for oneself or family. So I'm not discounting dying for nation. I'm not discounting patriotism. But I'm telling that in front of Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, patriotism is tiny. Because then Vasudev Kutumbakam, then Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Then everything you do goes towards everybody. Because when Krishna is satisfied, Jagat is satisfied. So that was the second part. First was purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Second was this causation between being fully Krishna conscious, which is a necessary condition to discharge your duty. The third was a difficulty in execution of this. Such an injunction to be fully Krishna conscious, that is difficult. But it has to be done with dependence on Krishna. The Lord will help me. His devotees will help me. I will understand the trick, the technique of discharging my duties in a proper mindset. It is very difficult, but I will do it. So this way, we read the first 4 lines of the purport and 3 takeaways. Except Shamavalva Mataji and Badri Vishal Prabhu, can somebody else now do a recap of what are the 3 things that we have read about? Anyone who would want to respond? There were 3 things we talked about in today's class so far. What are those 3 things? Purpose of Bhagavad Gita was one, cause and effect, being fully Krishna conscious is the necessary qualification for what? To be able to discharge your duties properly. That was second. And if you have to learn it, then you have to depend on Krishna to do that. These were the three things that were there in this part. Let's read ahead. So, depending on Krishna, because that is the constitutional position of the living entity. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desire of the Lord. Amazing line. Let's read it 3 times. I want 3 of you to read it. Please start. Anybody, please unmute yourself and start.
Hare Krishna. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. Arjuna was therefore ordered by Sri Krishna to fight as
That's
if the Lord. Yes, yes.
only that much. Thank you very much. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation. If you want to be happy, you need cooperation from Krishna. Because the eternal constitutional position of our position is to become subordinate to the desire of the Lord. Jahi vidhi rakhe Ram, tahi vidhi rahiye. This is just a sophisticated English translation of that line. Be subordinate to the desire of the Lord, and you will be happy. I want someone else also to read it, please.
Hare Krishna. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. One more devotee, please read it out loud.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. The moment we hear, oh, I'm supposed to become subordinate, then you feel completely lonely. Will I never be happy? What's wrong? I cannot desire happiness. And then the living entity feels suffocated and feels jealous of the Lord. And the distance increases. Very dangerous for all of us. Vis-a-vis this, if the living entity accepts that, let me know what is his desire, and let me be subordinate to that desire. Without your effort, you will be happy. Devotees, I have no words to explain this, but it's so beautiful. No intellectual capability needed. No mental concoction is needed. No direct verification is needed. Nothing. No sensual, no mental, no intellectual, nothing emotional. Just understand, if Krishna wants it, let me do it. That's it. That is it. I don't know, how do I become so happy? From where is it coming? What is, because you unknowingly or knowingly agreed to the plan of the Lord. The Lord is giving you all happiness now. Oh, so this happiness was so easily available. Yes, it was so easily available. Why didn't I get it? Because you were envious. All along you thought, why is he blocking my happiness? He wasn't blocking. He was trying to maximize it for you. He was giving you the plan by which you could maximize. You took his love for his dadagiri. You mistook his love as his dadagiri. He's not a police guy. He's not a cop. He's giving you techniques to maximize happiness. Like when you water the root of the tree, the independent leaf, if some water is sprinkled, may feel a bit fresh, but not nourished. But when the root is watered, the leaf without effort feels nourished, and nourishing is much better than feeling fresh. You take bath, you feel fresh. You eat healthy and you feel nourished. Which one is better? Living entity has to understand, if I water the root, which is Krishna, if I align with his will, then I will be happy. I won't have to separately endeavor for any other happiness. This is the last statement for today. I'm talking about me. Hardly I do some service. But the amount of happiness with which I live, even I'm myself amazed. How do I get so much happiness? Because somewhere I have a tiny, faint desire to please Guru. I have no other qualification. I don't even work towards fulfilling those desires. I'm a Guru Bhogi. But even the desire can give so much happiness. I don't feel I lack anything, but I pity people around me because they have occurred. They don't align their will to Krishna's will. That's why they suffer so much and for so long. I am leaving you all with this thought today. Align your will with the will of the Lord. Let Arjun not fight with a feeling of vengeance. Let Arjun fight because Krishna wants him to fight. And Arjun will be completely satisfied, very happy, most happy. I take your leave now, and we shall do a summary class on chapter 3. That would be the last class, where we will go through all the verses once again, only the translation, just to look at the binding threads, the connectors, etc. Sit with a copy and a pen so that you can make your notes. I want to ask a question. How many of you liked this class and would want this kind of a tough format to continue? Please raise your hands. What would others want except Rashmi Mataji and Aradhana Mataji? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We want it, Prabhuji. Sorry, it was difficult to search it in the mobile.
Okay. Fine. See you all next week, where we will be looking at the overview of chapter 3 once again. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. Sorry, Mataji.
10 slokas are all there, also there in this
Up to
chapter.
40.
40
Oh, there are
is
more verses. Oh, okay. Then let's first finish those remaining verses. 33 onwards we will read.
43 I
do
told
that.
her.
Okay, Mataji. It may take us a month more. So let's do it first. Thank you. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan
Thank
ki
you.
jai. Srimad Bhagwad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. All glories to all of you. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranams.
I will share recording. आप लोग जरूर दोबारा से सुन के नोट्स बना लीजिएगा. हरे कृष्ण.